Welcome to the Perception Project. For today's experiment, our destination is the RMS Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. Somewhere aboard the ship, I have selected one specific physical location. I've designated that location QM-001. You will not need to find it. You do not need to imagine yourself walking through the Queen Mary or trying to determine where aboard the ship I've placed the target. For the purposes of this experiment, when I say QM001, I'm referring to the specific location I selected before this recording began. Today, we are going to visit that same location twice. First, we will direct our attention toward QM001 as it exists today. Then, we'll return to the same physical location at an earlier point in its history. You won't know the identity of the location or the earlier time period until we've finished. Have 2 copies of your Perception Project field notes and something to write with nearby. Try to record an impression before deciding what you think it means. You don't need to see anything or feel anything. You don't need to get anything right. We're simply going to notice what happened. When you're ready, close your eyes. Take a deep, centering breath in and exhale. Take another breath in, allowing your attention to settle, and breathe out. Allow the physical room around you to become less important for the next few minutes. Just become curious. Bring your attention to QM001 as it exists today. You do not need to know where it is. You do not need to create an image of it. Simply hold QM001 in your awareness and wait. Notice the first impression that arrives. Do not explain it, just notice it. Now allow your awareness to expand around the target. Without trying to construct the room, do you notice anything about the space itself? Its size or shape? Whether it feels open or enclosed? Where its boundaries might be? Notice whether anything comes through about light or darkness, temperature, air, moisture. Now consider texture and material. Are your surroundings hard or soft? Smooth or rough? Something natural or something manufactured? Avoid working through the possibilities. Just wait and notice whether anything presents itself to you. Notice sound, movement, stillness. Do you have an impression of objects within this space? Don't identify them yet. Just notice shape, size, placement, quantity, or how the space seems to be occupied. Now bring your attention back to your own body. Do you notice anything different? Sensations, temperatures, pressure, heaviness or lightness, emotions? Finally, let go of questions. Is there anything else about QM001 that seems to want your attention? Words, colors, images, directions, random thoughts. Do not choose whether it belongs, just notice it. When you're ready, open your eyes. Take your first field notes page and record what you experienced. Try to put the raw impressions down first without attaching a story. Then, if your mind has already formed an idea about where you might be or what this space might be used for, record that separately under interpretation. Do not change your observations to make them fit your guess. Pause the video here until you're ready to proceed. When you've finished, set your pen down and close your eyes again. Return your attention now to QM001. Same target, same physical location. This time, we're changing only one thing. Direct your attention toward this same location at an earlier point in its history. I'm not going to tell you when. Don't choose a year. Just simply hold QM001 in your awareness again at an earlier time and wait. Notice the first impression that arrives. Has anything changed? Don't explain, just notice. Allow your awareness to expand around the target, noticing the size or shape of the space now, whether it feels open or enclosed, its boundaries, notice light or darkness, temperature, air, moisture. Notice texture and material. Notice sound. Notice movement or stillness. Notice whether you become aware of objects. Again, there's no rush to identify them. Just note shape, size, placement, and quantity. Notice your body, sensations, emotions, temperatures, pressure, or a change in the overall feeling of the space. And then let go of the questions again. Once more, give QM001 a little room to surprise you, and notice what else arrives. Words, colors, images, sounds, people, numbers, actions, things that make absolutely no sense. Whatever it is, don't correct it. When you're ready, open your eyes and create your second field notes page. Keep this pass completely separate from the first. Record what you noticed before trying to make it fit anything you already know about the Queen Mary. Before we reveal the target, answer one last question on your page. What do you think this space was used for? Don't overthink it. Write down your best impression, then put your pen down. Pause the video here until you're ready to know what the space was. For our first pass in this space, I directed your attention to a room on B deck, aboard the Queen Mary in its modern, repurposed state. Following the Queen Mary's arrival in Long Beach and conversion beginning in 1968, the original interior of this room was removed. The space was then used for storage. Take a look at your notes from the first pass. What did you notice? Did you have any sense of the way the space was being used? Did you perceive objects, emptiness, clutter, stillness, enclosure, darkness, or something entirely different? Don't try to make your observations fit what you know now. Simply notice what connects and what doesn't. Now set those notes aside and pick up your field notes from our second pass, because earlier in the Queen Mary's history, this exact same physical space looked and functioned very differently. During the Queen Mary's peacetime passenger service, QM001, the modern-day storage area, was the ship's third-class children's playroom. Look at what you recorded. Did the space seem different to you during the second pass? Did its atmosphere change? Did you notice different objects, colors, materials, sounds, movement, people, emotions, or activity? And did anything appear that made absolutely no sense to you at the time? Take a moment with your notes before we go any further. Now let's talk about the actual room. The third-class children's playroom had sycamore paneled walls and large paintings of Sinbad the Sailor. This room had red and blue children's furniture. It contained toys, a large blackboard, writing desk, rocking horse, and a folding playpen. And there were two particularly unusual pieces of children's furniture: an elephant-shaped chair and a bear-shaped chair. Now return to your notes again. Maybe suddenly something you wrote seems surprisingly specific. Maybe you picked up on the general character of the room, but none of its details. We're not here to turn every impression into evidence that we perceived the target correctly. We're creating a consistent record so that across many experiments, we can begin to look for patterns in how we perceive and how our minds interpret what we perceive. Most importantly, this experiment helps us to trust ourselves and our judgments. Take a moment to complete the After the Reveal section of your field notes. Then head to the QM001 Reveal post in our community. There you'll find a historic photograph of the playroom for third class, more information about the room and its history, and a place to compare your experience with everyone else's. And please remember, Some members may not have completed QM001 yet, so keep anything that reveals the target inside the reveal discussion only. This was the Perception Project, Queen Mary, Experiment QM001. Observe first, interpret second, compare afterward.